Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my most excellent videos. In front of us, we have the Qodosen DX-286. This is an AM/FM shortwave portable radio based on the TEF6686 Automotive chip. During this video, I'm going to perform a daytime medium wave band scan in the Chicago area, see what we can pick up. But first we'll go over features, second I'll do a size comparison, and third we'll start cruising the daytime band. So here it is, the Qodosen. You can find this on Amazon selling for right around $79.99. I'll have links down in the paid links section. Check it out if you're interested in this radio. It's worthy to pick up. For $79, definitely. When it was $120, $140, I stayed away from it because that's what you do. When they come out and they're that expensive, you just wait. Eventually prices come down, and they have. And $80 is somewhat reasonable for this radio because it does quite a bit on the sensitivity scale right there, which is amazing. So let's go over features of the DX286. I think formerly known as SX286. Yep, sounds like chips, but they never had a DX286, I don't think. So going to the left-hand side, we got a carry strap, external antenna jack, which is really cool. You can have the radio use the internal ferrite, or you can have it switch over to use the antenna jack for medium wave and long wave. That's really nice. You can also have it, of course, whip, but the better reception plugging in external antennas. That's nice. You can do that. I'll show you how that's done. Going to the front of the radio, we got a metal speaker grill with like a 1.5-inch heavy driver type speaker. So it's got some bass to it. Qodosen, you got a label right there. I guess the printing up here. So yeah, we got a power button, sleep function, your basic buttons, display. We'll have a bunch of extra features on top right, similar to Texan radios. We got a lockout feature there as well, snooze button. Set, different things we're going to do is show you about the set button. Meter up, meter down when you're on shortwave. RDS feature right there. Bandwidth select. So with this radio on medium wave, it starts at 3 kilohertz as your lowest. It goes to 4, 6, and 8. Now this has a low tone to begin with, so 3 kilohertz actually gets a lot done. Stereo on or off, an FM, alarm setting, tone control, really nice to have. Extra features for time zones and alarm settings. Delete function for presets, turning your light on, always on for your session. So right now I could turn it on, but it'll be wonky with the screen, so I'm not going to do that. Over here we have edit and a mute function. So I believe I could just tap that and mute the radio, though I don't use that usually, but I might in this video. We have direct entry for the frequencies or for your pages. This thing has 1,000 presets divided up into 100 pages. Yes, it does that. And it's not always fun to navigate. That's why I have a page button there. To be honest with you, your first few pages are probably the ones you use the most. So you just set them up how you want to. FM dedicated band button, AM dedicated band button, browsing controls right here. It's really cool. You can have it browse and stop for a certain amount of time and then keep going. And I think you can set that time between 5 to 90 seconds. That's pretty cool, especially when you're on shortwave and you want to hear what's going on for a little longer than 5 seconds. And if you want to save that station or not, very handy. Right inside the radio, it's got a really cool extended tuning knob, nice to hang on to. I really like that. And of course, it's similar to like the R108s where you have push in. It has auto, which is nice. So you can have auto when you go forward, it'll auto browse. Might be handy for you. You have slow, fast, and then you have speed too. I haven't really researched into that too much, but there's a speed function too. If you spin this quicker, it goes faster. I'm not a fan of that usually, so I probably won't enable that. But as you can see, it has squelch function. I don't know when you use that. So, but yeah, a lot going on here for that tuning knob. Volume control, digital, going all the way to 1 on headphones. It's still kind of loud, so not the best, but on the speaker, it's fine. Micro USB, yeah, a lot of you guys are probably like going, what the heck, guys? Why is it not Type-C? I don't know. I'll bet you they'll come out with a version with Type-C because people will complain. Reset hole on the bottom. Top of the radio, we have our whip antenna. The whip length is a whopping 19.25 inches. That's pretty good pulling in those FM stations. That's what this thing's known for. It's an FM king, so yeah. If you haven't seen the review video, check it out. So here's the back. We got the frequency coverages. We got this little mini kickout stand, which I don't know, looks pretty wimpy. I wouldn't put much faith into that. That's pretty wimpy. And this radio is heavy, by the way. Yeah, it's a heavy little radio. So we'll go ahead and flip that back down. We got our battery compartment here. It has 18650. I'm using a Samsung battery, 3500 milliamp hour capacity. I recommend getting something over 3000. Otherwise, you're going to be charging the radio quite often. With the draw of this unit, I think it's right around a quarter amp. You're going to go through a battery pretty quick, around 15 to 17 hours on average, depending on your volume. So keep that in mind when you're using your battery here. So I do notice when the radio is running, it also warms up. Yeah, the radio actually heats up. The first time I've ever had a small portable do that. And it must be the type of chip they're using. Did I get that? Yeah, I think I did. See, right back here, it gets warm. Your radio will do the same thing. That's normal operation. Everybody does that. So, all right, cool. Let's do a quick size comparison, and then we'll turn this thing on. And maybe we'll do a little comparisons with the Skywave 2, which would be a competitor. So here's we got the C-Crane CC Pocket for size. I'm going to see if I can just bring this up a little bit. Bear with me. All right, there we are. Oh, went down a little bit. Let's see if I can get that to stay up. All right, so there you are. You got the CC Pocket. Okay, for size. Okay, next, this is what you're really going to want to see is the CC Skywave 2 next to the Qodosen DX-286. Now, these radios are great. Of course, this does a bit more with the weather alert and airband. It has a shortwave coverage, not as much. This has a little extra shortwave coverage, and of course, this has that chip that really does pull in the stations. So I have found out that medium wave, they're pretty comparable. And plus I have extra bandwidth control on the Skywave. Now the audio, of course, goes to the Qodosen because it is a better speaker. But that gives you an idea. They're pretty identical in size. So they're both ultralight portables. The thing about the Skywave, though, is that it'll give you 70 hours on 2 AA batteries. Not 17 hours on one battery that you have to recharge. So you have to have extra batteries on hand and always changing them out. So it's something to think about if you're listening to your ultra portable a lot. So there we are. And of course, deck of cards, I think I got handy. If you don't have those two radios, always Iron Man. He's the man with the master plan. He loves Qodosen. I think I'm saying that right. From China land. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. It's an awesome radio. DX-286. Sweet. So let's turn it on. Boot. Okay, we got music, so I'm on FM. That's a great place to start. So we'll go to AM band. Taylor Swift going on there. There we are. Oh yeah, I was taking pictures. So what I'm going to do here, it's going to wash out my image. I'm going to put down a board. That'll be nice. See, now we can see it. Better colors. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to the bottom of the band. We can enter it now. There's a page here where you can go page button. Make sure you're in frequency mode or preset mode. That's preset mode there. We want to go to frequency mode, which it put us right to FM again. So AM. And then we're going to go ahead and go down to the bottom of the band. So we'll go to 540. That's where our first station is going to be. Just type it in, 540. Should take us right there. Come on, 0. Here we are. I found that using external antennas in the evening is not even worth bothering. Just don't even hook them up because this has got a great internal antenna. So I'm going to turn this to the north. You can see on the display here, I have the signal strength, the signal noise ratio displayed. You can change that right here. It says world time, alarm time, local time, 10:44 a.m. Now sunrise was 5 hours ago. So there you go. That's kind of nice. I like having all that right there. That's wonderful. Having world time is great. That dual time setup. Okay, so we turn this to the north.
And Ray's like, wow, what kind of world did we get to that I'm,
there you go.
I'm like literally
WAUK, Jackson, Wisconsin.
Republican president that represented the protection.
I think we're in fast mode.
You know.
Yep. You can push it in, go to slow. You got 1 kilohertz tuning. Talking over this. 1 kilohertz tuning, and then you can push it in again. It'll auto browse. So it's going to auto browse up and down. It's real sensitive on picking up the stations.
QuickDelivery.com.
Nice.
QuickDelivery.com.
And stop.
We deliver that today.
Then you just use these buttons.
We don't deliver that.
We'll leave it on fast.
Donald Trump Jr. here. Since January of 2021, the cost of living has increased by 17.9%. You can't get that money back, but you can stop your losses by diversifying into a gold IRA.
So I'm going to leave it at 4 because 3 sounds a little lower, like a 2 on an average radio. So
Gold IRA
560 WIND, Chicago, Illinois, the answer. So yeah, so you get all those presets. You get the 3, 4, 6, 8 kilohertz bandwidth. So the neat thing about this radio, which I want to bring attention to, is the fact that if you hold the RDS button for 2 seconds while you're on medium wave or long wave, you can change the internal ferrite to the external antenna. So if you press and hold this, it's going to the whip antenna or to the jack. So when you plug in the jack, of course, it disengages the whip. There you go. We're going to try it out on a faint station with the twin coil next to me. Yeah, I brought the twin coil out too. I don't know if I'll get through this band scan. We'll see. Let's press this RDS again. Back to the internal antenna for medium wave. Nice.
Seem to suggest he won't. And that's kind of that the average white guy could relate to. You know, it was like Rocky.
Now, we talked about the way that disco started as a safe haven for Black and LGBTQ performers. How did it...
So here's 580. This is WILL, Urbana, Illinois. It's 150 miles to the southeast. Pretty nice station to pick up.
It's just that soundbite said, all of a sudden now the white straight male could read the face of disco, whereas before it was, again, black and brown people, gender fluid people, queer.
Both of these lines elected.
Here's the station to try the twin coil on. So this is 590. This is WKZO, Kalamazoo, Michigan, 140 miles to the east. You can tell there's a lot of noise. Let's see if we can't quiet that with an external antenna. Now this radio also has an amplifier built in for the medium wave and long wave when you're using external antennas. If you're using a passive antenna, you turn the amp on. If you're using an active antenna, turn the amp off. I found out with the twin coil being an active antenna, turning the amp on boosted a lot of gain but didn't give any results. So yeah, on a twin coil, you definitely want to just turn that off. Or if you're using like an MLA 30, turn it off because they're active. Alright, so let's go ahead and we're going to go to external antenna. There we are. And we have twin coil right here. Sweet. So we're going to plug it in, hopefully. See if I can do this all on camera. This is ad hoc. I just decided to do this. We're going to plug this in right here. Turn it on. And we got to tune it to 590. So let me see if I get that on camera here. So you guys can see what's going on. Turn it on. There we are. Okay, let me adjust the angle of the ferrite. Oh, it's 590. Hello. It's pointing it the wrong way. There we go. Cool. You can fine tune it and watch those numbers.
The station that makes you feel like home when you're listening to Detroit Tigers baseball. They're the home of the Tigers for over 75 years. 590 and 106.9 FM. WKZO.
There it is. Call letters.
This is your midday report.
So nice. We got some good gain. I was watching it as I was tuning, fine tuning. Now we're going to go to internal antenna by pressing and holding RDS. So yeah, definitely making a difference during the day. At night, like I said, not so much, but during the day, twin coil ferrite, it is awesome. I mean, it's a 200 millimeter bar. If you guys don't know what it is, it's this bad boy right here. Yep. Giving us a super radio power. Nice. Let's go back to the twin coil.
Currently established priorities include infrastructure development, workforce training, business development, and rural capacity building.
Back to internal.
Benefits rural communities. Again, email your comments to nda-fund@michigan.gov by 5 p.m. July 13th.
You get the idea. Let's keep rocking. Let's zoom in a little bit. This is WMT, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. This is 175 miles to the west. Now, if we don't have a twin coil, or you don't have one, let's say you probably have a Terk Advantage, which is easily accessible, or an AN200. So I'm going to be using a Terk Advantage here. There you go, passive loop. Put it perpendicular to the antenna. Let's tune it to 600. There we go. Add some gain.
At our new store in Coralville, across from Coral Ridge Mall, between Fleet Number and Lovesack, or book your free fitting at goodfeet.com. Good Feet are supporters of HSA and FSA eligible.
A number of notable artists, and new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange. We're discerning buyers
620 WTMJ, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
or at a value in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Rucker highlighted that Beyonce's entry into country
640 WMFN, Peatone, Illinois, Black Information Network.
he believes Cowboy Carter has helped broaden the
Everybody's going to have an injured pitcher too, and it has not been their starting pitching with the exception of those 4 or 5 bad starts that Hendricks had. So, and the easiest thing traditionally to get during the season is bullpen help. So, I mean, it's on their advanced scouting. They've got to do that. But again, the color before, you nailed it. I mean, you've got to, you are the big boys. You know, I am more of a Sox fan. And
Okay, so this thing's pulling in really strong. I haven't explored it yet. There is an attenuator on here where you can attenuate the signal, and I think it needs it because it's a little bit distorted because this station is very strong, and I think it's distorting a little bit the audio.
you know, get there early enough, you know. So, but no, I just watch this. I look at the division, and the other thing, when you look at the standings, you know, you got those top 3 or 4 teams that are
I think I
just
put the
out of
bandwidth up.
control, and then you've got 20 teams that are just right there within 3 games of each other.
You get the idea.
Yes, definitely can.
Do you care what I'm drinking? Water, Diet Coke, iced tea? I mean, is it just cool fluids or is it
720 WGN, Chicago.
Water is the best thing, no doubt about it. You want to avoid the sugar drinks. Of course, no alcohol drinks. Water is the best thing. And, you know, people talk about Gatorade. There is some sugar in there.
So yeah, I forgot to mention, when you're in external antenna mode, yeah, you'll be using hold the set button down. That turns that amp on and off. So if you have a passive loop hooked up directly to your, like the Terk Advantage, you can do that. You can press and hold to set the amplifier on. It'll boost that signal, which is nice.
3 degrees?
This is probably the highest we're going to see.
I mean, my kids won't play baseball the way she would.
No distortion, so it must have been the station on 670.
But once in a while, those change.
Holy mission to bring Jesus Christ to the world and the world to Jesus Christ.
We'll go a little quicker here. WNDZ, Portage, Indiana. Relevant radio.
Take discernment on it.
An approval to sell itself to a consortium led by WHP Global,
WBBM News Radio, Chicago.
licensing company that owns Toys R Us now. A bankruptcy court signed off on the one major
These guys are not going to be able to outrun this forever,
No,
whether
they're
it's
not.
him or Alex Jones.
And this is thank God, finally, what I've been asking for.
820 WCPT, Willow Springs, Illinois.
Is officially open an investigation in
So 860 WNOV, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, low power station, about 300 watts, 52 miles to the north.
Another insurance not available in all states.
eBay Motors is here for the ride.
High pitch whine coming from the camera. All my radios are susceptible to that. WLS, Chicago.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow.
Or does it angie.com today? You can do this when you angie that.
Here's the latest forecast from the Fox 6 weather experts.
Partly cloudy skies
The Big Badger, WOKY, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
taking over by the afternoon. Four-room apartment with roaches like I was, and I could be mad about that, but I'm
WKBM, Sandwich, Illinois, Relevant Radio.
had a mom that worked.
So WFAW Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin. We got some music going on there. Sounds good. Really good at night, by the way. Muted. It has a little delay once it mutes and comes out of mute.
That's what I would call it. You gotta change your
WNTD, Chicago, Relevant Radio.
blame.
I assume WHA is off the air.
Health, we can restore blood flow naturally without pumping your body.
1000 WMVP, Chicago.
Guys, you need to come in.
W grupie Austria, Francja, jutro właśnie, przepraszam, dzisiaj właśnie ten mecz ja będę oglądał.
WNVR, Vernon Hills, Illinois.
Patrzeć w jakiej formie są nasi przeciwnicy.
Minnesota theaters?
Yeah.
The only place in the country, I think, where they had
WLIP, Kenosha, Wisconsin, to the north.
the outdoor theater.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I used to spend a lot of time.
Little hint of music on 1060 to Benton Harbor, Michigan, 95 miles to the east. WHFB.
There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover heart-stopping romance titles on Audible.
WTSO, Madison, Wisconsin.
And Bounty is ready to soak up the celebration.
WNWI, Oakland, Illinois.
Utiliza por los diversos medios de comunicación en 20 países. Fundador y director general de la
WXES, Chicago.
Adapted smart home designed for his needs. Join Tunnelton Towers.
WISN, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
$11 a month, so this great work continues.
Financial future in these uncertain times, you need to diversify with something tangible and proven, like physical gold. That's why I recommend a gold IRA. To learn more, text FAITH to the number 989898, and my friends at Birch Gold Group will rush you a free info.
Yeah, you'll find yourself turning that bandwidth to the higher settings, which is good. 1160 WYLL, Hope for Your Life, Christian Radio.
Just text the word FAITH to 989898 to get your free info.
$1180 WSQR, Sycamore, Illinois. There's squirrels on my radio, yeah.
Classic hit, 92.9 The Q.
They call it the Q, I call it the squirrel still. Got it. WRTO, Chicago. If I get a minute, I'm going to try comparing the Skywave 2 to this radio on the lower band there, like on 590 or 600, just so you can see and hear the difference. Yeah, WRTO, Chicago. 1220 WKRS, Waukegan, Illinois. We got WCLO, Janesville, Wisconsin is an agro station. If you need to know farming, you tune to this station. WSBC, Chicago. A little bit of country music here on WEKZ, Monroe, Wisconsin, 60 miles away.
In the humidity, that's where it's going to be very dangerous. Senior meteorologist Janet Dean, New York officials among those urging residents to
WIBA, Madison, Wisconsin.
centers. The head of NAPE.
Broadcasting live from Los Angeles. The Herd with Colin Cowherd starts now. It is a Monday
WNTA, Rockford, Illinois.
in Los Angeles.
Maxed out cards, rent is due. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
Maybe we should go to
WLBK, DeKalb, Illinois.
Our bad credit.
27cats.com is one of the largest.
1380 WBEL, South Beloit, Illinois. WGRB Gospel Radio out of Chicago, Illinois. The Blues Brothers, yeah! I always think of that when I hear this station.
By the Flames, CBS's Carter Evans.
It's pretty early in the
WRGN, Racine, Wisconsin.
But it's already a wildfire through the mountains along Interstate 5, that's north of Los Angeles.
WRMN, Elgin, Illinois.
To be prepared to evacuate after the fire swiftly grew to nearly 23 square miles.
We got a hint of WEEF, Deerfield, Illinois. Probably lower the bandwidth. There you go. Whoops, still in that control mode. Alright. WROK, Rockford, Illinois. Uh, 1450 is WRLL, The Real, Cicero, Illinois. Okay, Iron Country on WGEZ, Beloit, Wisconsin. We're going to hint at WPTT, Hartford, Wisconsin. I'm just curious of hooking up this wire. We're doing it. Twin coil back in action. I want to see what it sounds like. Don't you? I don't know. External antenna, turn it on.
Faces multiple charges, including intimidation with a firearm and 4 counts of child endangerment and domestic abuse assault of a pregnant person. The community of Greenfield is still putting the pieces of their town back together after an EF4 tornado tore through last month. The storm killed 4 people and destroyed close to 200 homes.
So there you go. Look at that. Wow. Well, tornadoes aren't fun, so be careful. Yes, external antenna, Rockin. Amplifier. Yeah, I'll show you the amplifier here. On the evening, it didn't matter. During the day, I haven't tried it yet. So, I believe it's the set button I mentioned. Yeah. There's a lot of buried options that you got to try to remember, which I wish it was marked better. There's extra room here. There's amp on.
Dozens of minor injuries. 3 weeks later, her surgeries are done, and she's now undergoing physical therapy. Next month, a new state law will take effect.
I didn't notice the difference, but I did notice the difference when I was using passive loop. Cool, let's turn off the twin coil.
As young as 14 and a half will be able to drive alone up to 25 miles for work or for school.
So, there's a difference. Nice. Cool. Had to check it out. Yeah, huge difference. It was actually picking up some extra residual there when I turned it off. Nice. Okay. We're almost done tuning. Now, if I get the Skywave 2 out, we're going to do that. WTTN, Watertown, Wisconsin. WCGO, Evanston, Illinois, to the east. WSJP, Sussex, Wisconsin. This requires a loop. Bring the loop in. Terk Advantage. This carry strap's in the way. Perpendicular to the antenna, and we're going to tune it up. Help give it a boost. Okay. It helps. A little bit. WOZN, Madison, Wisconsin. All right, get out of it. All right, one more station, and I'm gonna quick Skywave.
It's decades defined. Listen all month long as we celebrate our
WBON, Chicago.
This report is brought to you by Blank.
Cool, so we're done there. What I want to do is go to, we'll go to 590.
At Blankster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install their blinds and save big. Plus, they guarantee they'll fit. Blankster.com.
All right, what am I on page one? Yeah, so.
Pride Month. And LGBTQ community. You're out, you're proud. We are the talk of Chicago. 1690 WBOS.
There we go. So that's 600. Let's fire up the Skywave. We'll go to 600 on there. Okay, the Qodosen coming out ahead there.
I have a feeling a lot of people deal with it. Oh, very, very common.
Nice, yes, definitely kicking the Skywave 2's butt. Okay, well, you get a general idea. Yeah, definitely more legible with that lower tone. Okay, we'll go ahead and turn this off. Go back to the Qodosen. Yes, DX-286. There it is. Hope you enjoyed this daytime band scan. I enjoyed making it. We're going to do an evening one. We're going to do some shortwave. Let's turn it off. You can turn, like I said, the light on always, which is kind of a neat feature if you wanted it for your whole tuning session. Just, yeah, overall quality of the buttons are really nice on here. I really like this radio. Yeah, it's an interesting little shortwave radio, and $80 isn't too bad for its sensitivity. It's actually really good. FM is rocking, by the way. So yeah, definitely check out the review video up in the iCard section. If you like these small ultralight portables, make sure to subscribe to the bell icon. And of course, comment below what you think about the DX-286. Are you picking one up? Are you? I think you should, because it is a lot of fun. If you're an enthusiast. If you're just a guy who wants to tune around on a radio and pick up ham radio and stuff, because this doesn't have single sideband, because it's one missing point, pick up like a Texan PL330 and call it a day. It's, I think, the same price or maybe a little less. Just get that radio. But if you're looking for like a FM beast, and you're looking for something, medium wave is pretty decent, and shortwave is awesome on here, grab this. So, just something to put out there. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in my next video.